I like how I'm like, I never hyposexualize myself.
I was just thinking that.
But meanwhile, I'll make dick jokes all day long.
You can't. Fuck.
Welcome to In Moderation.
The show where we give you a moderate dose of info, sarcasm, and we already know we're not approved.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of In Moderation, where we believe in eating, drinking, playing in moderation, because you can have too much of a good thing. With your hosts, Liam and Rob, and your guest, me, Alex, aka the Alex Allen, as Dr. Tommy Martin likes to say.
I was not put in on this. I don't know what's going on. Just so you know, Alex, don't ask me. You keep doing your thing.
No, Rob's just tied up in the back right now. It's fine. I'm holding him hostage. And I'm actually poking Oakley every hour to make her cry.
Yeah.
So then that way
feels like something is doing
Liam's
that,
just tortured.
It's just, I don't get it. I don't understand children. I don't get them. All of that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I was saying that your situation seems like great birth control.
Yeah, I mean, you know what else is great birth control? A vasectomy, which my wife won't let me get, and it's bullshit. And
Really? Oh, does she want more kids?
Maybe. And I'm like, I feel.
What about one of
pretty
those
confident.
little toggles that they can put in, so you can go on and off?
Is that
on
real?
Yeah.
I don't think
Yeah.
that's real.
The way he's
It's
saying
real.
it, it's making it sound like it's real. That doesn't sound real to me.
It doesn't
It's
sound
real.
I'm calling bullshit.
They can
I'm
put a
calling
little
bullshit.
toggle in,
Do you
so you
want
can
that
just be
though?
like on, off, on, off.
How
What
big is the
happens when it's
switch in my
off?
nutsack? That's my question. Because like that's a real choice. You know, like I get people have like, you know, horns and stuff and ear piercings, but like nutsack switch is a
People get piercings in their penis.
yeah, what's it called? Prince Albert?
That's
Yeah.
what it's called.
That's what it's called,
That's
the
a-
Prince Albert.
that's a
It's like a
name.
specific
Okay.
type of like penis piercing.
I wonder. I feel like that would hurt so badly. I can't even.
Oh, it's got to feel great. What are you talking about? Well, I've also heard from people who have it is that like urine just drips out too, like because you got freaking holes in there and shit. You know what I'm saying? Which that doesn't sound
That
ideal.
sounds. Yeah.
That doesn't sound worth it.
sounds
Like the payoff
inconvenient.
versus reward does not sound worth it.
Yeah, I've never been a big piercing person to begin with. So when you're like, hey, why don't you start with your genitals? I'm like, hey, how about no?
Yeah, I don't have any piercings anymore. I had to take them out when I was firefighting. So
Oh.
you can put them back in when you're not on duty, but it doesn't make
So
sense.
that's something you and Scotty have in common, right? Firefighting?
It is. We are both firefighter EMTs. I did not get my head burned off though. Did you hear
Good
his
for
story
you.
on that? Yeah, I was like, I would have no hair.
He probably told it I'm sure he told it to us
Yeah.
when he was on the podcast.
Everyone's joke was that I was like a white cloud. Literally, whenever I was on shift, nothing bad happened. And it would just be like sunshine and rainbows. We would just move from station to station to cover people. And I was like, this is boring. So this is the horrible thing it's not like I like want bad things to happen to people,
No,
but
you
like
want
you
bad
also
things to happen. You 100%, Alex. You definitely want bad things to happen.
It's more interesting when stuff happens. Because otherwise you're just sitting there and literally you're just like, they're working out, watching TV. Like you're just sitting around and
Where
you're like,
are the pyromaniacs? Where are the old people falling over? I need
there was
something.
only like three old elderly people who fell who had like gashes on their head. And it was like, okay, like we can just cover it because they just bleed more. And then we had like 3 fires in the time that I was there. And I was like, this is not enough for me.
But how many cats in a tree?
Not a single one, unfortunately.
What?
Is that how the fuck did that become like the
I-
trope for like cat? Aren't like do cats really get stuck in trees? Again bullshit.
I don't think they get stuck in trees. I feel like people see them in the tree and then they get scared and they're like,
Right?
get my cat out of the tree. And then it's like,
Yeah.
your cat's not in any danger.
Like it's a cat. Just it'll climb out. It's fine. Just leave it.
Yeah, it'll come down eventually.
People
So
freak
I don't
out over
know.
too much stuff.
People do
Like
get
seed
very
oils.
alarmed over. Yeah, not the seed. I just saw another post about that, and I was like, not the seed oils.
we were finally getting over it. Don't bring it back.
That's how everything works. Everything always comes in cycles.
Oh, everything
It's like
does.
keto. Isn't keto just redone? Oh gosh.
Was it Atkins or something?
Yeah,
Because
I think
like
it was
Atkins was like
Atkins.
low carb, but it wasn't as like
It
strict.
wasn't as
And I find the
yeah,
keto so funny because keto is like what 90% fat, but people doing keto are eating tons of protein. Like keto is
Yeah.
not supposed to be a high
as high of
protein diet,
protein. Yeah.
but that's exactly what people make it, and that's
Yeah.
one of the reasons it works.
Yeah, because you're suddenly not hungry anymore because you're satiated as
Because you're eating a lot of
fuck.
protein and no more of the like refined carbs that you were eating before. Oh, magic. Oh my
Yeah.
God. I'm so tired. Also, guys, can you fucking stop asking me about intermittent fasting? I'm tired of getting asked about that. Holy
You mean
shit.
intentional starving? You don't want to intentionally starve
I'm
yourself?
so tired of getting it. It's a way to restrict calories. But I heard autophagy and it'll give me like laser eyes and shit. Like this guy who's selling me the supplements telling me how awesome it is. Like what the just no. Stop.
Scotty's
Stop.
success on social media is because he intermittent fasts.
This
The
fucking
intermittent fasting has the power to gain you millions of
Oh,
followers
yeah.
on social media.
If fucking cats could intermittent fast, they wouldn't get stuck in trees as much. Holy shit.
Yeah. No, I think all the fad diets are literally just everything repackaged.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
not that
it's just
it's not that
it's
serious.
circular. Comes back
Just
around.
pretty
Yeah. What's your
much
favorite fad diet, Alex?
to do personally, or
No,
that's
like
just
just favorite like fun one, you know? Like what's your fun favorite one? I'll
I
tell you
like the
mine's the cookie diet.
carnivore. It's what?
The cookie diet. You
What
see
is the cookie diet?
The cookie diet is you would eat these cookies and then you drink water with it, and there was something in the cookies that would go poof and blow up real big,
Oh,
and then you'd be very full.
wow. Isn't that from like the 90s?
That's it's decades ago, but
I
it'll
was like,
come
that was a
back.
while ago.
It'll come back.
Oh, it for
Oh, of course it
sure
will.
will.
Yeah.
I want to bring
Wow,
it back.
I haven't
Fuck,
thought about
I'll sell that before I sell Unicity. Fuck that shit.
I'm
At
a
least you
fan
get a
of the
cookie.
I like the people on the cutting boards, the carnivore people on cutting boards. That one's
The
fun
cu-
to me. They get real
That's
creative with like what's on the cutting board.
well, yeah, no, I like that it's carnivore, but then also I have avocado and
Yeah.
I've got some apples and I've got
I
some
have
like
things
what
that
the
aren't just meat,
like I have
but that's
things that
okay.
are oh, here's my animal-based pasta. That's a fucking squash, bro.
And then they have their cheat days. And I'm like, okay, you're like, what's with the cheat day? And they're like, I just want to indulge in the things that I enjoy. What a
Yeah.
wild concept of just enjoying it in moderation.
Fucking A, man.
Plug.
Yeah.
Just for the podcast you're currently listening to.
Plug.
Go listen to In Moderation.
Yeah, I would say those are my favorites. The cookie one's a good call though. That one I haven't heard in a while.
Yeah.
What was my favorite? Okay, this is workouts now.
That
I
was like
love the like
touchdown.
step class.
Touchdown.
You remember like Jane Fonda? Like
Jane
the step
Fonda.
class that she used to do? Like that was my jam.
Okay, that or Biggest Loser where they just yell at people to lose weight.
God.
Where they just scream at them.
The disappointment
Oh,
when
man.
people didn't lose weight on that show.
Oh, you only lost 5 pounds this week, you fucking loser. Get out of here. And it's like, God damn.
I was like, I would be mortified. Yeah. And there was like always these sound effects that was just like Jaws, but on steroids.
Any TV producers out there want to produce a proper version of a weight loss show? Hit us
That
up.
will get no views, Rob.
I was
That
supposed
will
to say
get
no one's gonna
views, but
care.
hey,
no
hit us up.
views. Hey, TV producers, do you want to throw money into a furnace? Well, let's help people lose weight in a realistic way, and we'll film it.
I literally was talking to my assistant coaches about this because I was like, yeah, I kind of want to like go through a deficit and like show people what it's like to do that. But also, I know I'm not going to stick to it because I really don't fucking want to lose weight right now. And they're like, well, you can talk about that. And I was like, it's not sexy to be like, hey guys, I'm maintaining weight right now. And this is how I live my life.
Oh,
That's
shit.
it.
Bow, chicka, chicka, bow.
Well, that's what the internet not always, but often wants is they want to follow people through a journey of like bulking or cutting. Or like you always have to be doing something. And I was like, is it really that bad to just be like, hey, I just work out and eat because it's fun?
Either that or you need to be wearing a really revealing bikini.
Like, you mean like in a show or like just in general?
Just in general, because like that's it, guys on the internet either want a journey or just eye candy.
I am very proud of the fact that I do not hypersexualize myself, and I have like a very strong I have a very respectful male following. I've never received a dick pic ever in my life.
That's pretty
Wow,
impressive.
that's
Right?
impressive.
Right?
That's pretty good.
I was like, so that's my friends say that all the time. They're like, I'm shocked you've never gotten one. I was like, everyone's really nice. Guys literally send me like very nice messages where they're like, I respect you and I really appreciate everything you put out, or it's very helpful, or it helps my body image. And I'm like, you're welcome. So I
Yeah.
don't think everyone needs a bikini.
Well, no, I'm just saying for views though, like have you seen
Well,
like
that's
the
fair.
like the love shows? They're like, "Hey, what if we put
Love
people
Island.
behind the wall and covered them in I don't know, fucking silver or some bullshit like whatever, you know."
Naked and
Well,
Afraid.
well, Naked and Afraid. That's
Dating
not even
naked.
like that's not even a dating show. That's just like what if we put them out in the wilderness and we stripped them butt ass naked?
It's literally
and
just
that
Survivor
made
naked.
it past the fucking like green light process. No one in that chain was like, "Wait, are you fucking? You got to be joking, right?" Like, there's no way that.
No,
And
they were
everyone
like,
was
this is
just
a
like,
good
"Yeah."
idea. Yeah. What's the dating show where they like you can't see anybody but you interview?
But like
Love is
blind
blind.
love is blind. Yeah.
Yeah. They're just but clearly love is not blind.
No.
Like that's
No.
all that show has proven.
I mean, it's just it gets more and more ridiculous. Next, I'm guessing clowns. You got to dress up as clowns and then date.
Ooh, I'd be on that.
There was this is not clowns, and this is not meant to reference it, and it's no offense to people who choose to live this life. I have to give like my little pre-frame. There was a throuple show, and people I know were on it. Like literally, it was like a couple goes on, and then there's a bunch of people who are single who are trying to be part of this throuple, and there's a whole show on it.
Listen, all I'm going to say is when you have a family, it starts to make more sense. Where you're like sister wives, brother husbands, whatever the fuck you want to. I don't care. There's more people to help out with
with the baby.
Right?
I knew
It just makes sense. Like, oh, we didn't get time to clean. 2 of us. Oh, the third one did. There you go. It's all solved.
You know, it's called a maid or like a house.
I'm just not just for
nanny.
that, like all sorts of shit. It's just like things get done more when there's more people. This is damn near economics at this point, you know? Fucking, it just makes sense. That's all I'm saying.
That makes sense. That tracks.
But wouldn't
I
things
validate
get
that.
dirty more if there were more people?
No, that's why
I
you have
mean,
to pick.
yeah,
You
sure.
have to
Like,
be
but there's
choosy
one
about who
more
you're.
person, but there's a lot more to be able to get cleaned. Shit gets done. I'm just saying, listen, for any thruples out there, I get it. I understand it. That's all. I get.
He's
you.
like, we're hiring.
I fucking get
You can apply for Liam's thruple on inmoderation.net.
Thruple. That's on my fucking OnlyFans. We'll just throw it up there.
What do you post? Just like plants on your OnlyFans?
Well, you have to
Only
sign
plants?
up to find out, Alex.
Only
You're talking.
He doesn't give you it for free. Come on.
Thought we were friends.
Oh shit! You don't sexualize yourself. That's all I do to myself. Okay, deal with it.
Rob's like, I just braid my beard. That's it.
Hey, I'm a good braider.
You're great.
I'm doing great. I'm still learning to paint in the lines on my nails, though.
Liam, do you paint your nails?
I have never done it because I'm not artistically inclined. Let me put it that way.
Oh, it sounds similar to Rob, where he doesn't paint in the lines.
It would just anything I do is like a fucking mess. People see the recipe reviews I did. I'm holding a fucking bag of ice right now because I burnt the shit out of my hand trying to fry feta. Like, you think I'm gonna be able to paint my nails? What the fuck?
You tried to fry it like on your stove?
Yeah. What do you not understand about that, Al?
Because you can air fry it.
No, you had to put it in oil, and I put it in oil. I fucking blistered up my goddamn finger. So I'm just holding a bag of ice now. My life is amazing. It's just so great.
And we all aspire to be you.
And you want me to fucking paint my nails? Get out
I'm
of here. Shit.
Could be bonding time with you and your wife. You know, just she paints your nails.
The time we got is just fucking take care of the
Liam's changing a diaper with one hand as the wife does The
his nails in the other.
Yeah.
And then the thruple can take care of the baby. Then he can get his
Oh,
nails
there we
painted.
go. There's there we
Yeah.
go.
Have you tried the David bars? Have you guys
How
tried
did you
the
get
David
your
bars?
hands on them? Aren't they really hard to get?
So there's a thing called TikTok Shop, and you go on it
Oh,
and
they're
you
on
say,
TikTok
I
Shop.
want, and they send it to
Is
you in
that
like
how
a
that
few
works?
days. Like they're fucking getting on Amazon territory. This shows up in like 3-4 days. I'm
Okay,
surprised.
I'm gonna order it. I have not tried it yet.
Yeah, you get 4
Do you
of
like
them.
them?
They're actually pretty good. Like they're surprisingly good
Aren't the
for
macros
having
insane?
28 grams of protein and 150 calories,
What?
which is crazy. That's like haven't
What?
seen.
Yeah.
That's because they use EPG, modified plant fat, which is not really absorbable. Like it cuts down the absorption by like 90%. So you're
Right.
not getting any calories from, well, you get 2 grams of fat. There's only 2 grams of fat in these. And it definitely doesn't taste like that. Because normally 2 grams of fat, shit would be dry as a brick.
I was about to
You'd be
say.
like, yeah, that would not be fun. But they figured this shit out, man. Like,
Okay, I just ordered some.
yeah, just get the 4, because the
I
pack
got the
of 12 is
four-pack.
$40 for
Oh
a
wait.
12-pack.
Oh,
So
Oh my god, wait, the sample pack is one of each? That's $16 for one of each?
$16
That's
for 4 of them.
insane.
Yeah.
That's
So
not worth the Mackies,
it's
respectfully.
good. Like it's good, but is it like that good?
Because what? That's $4 a bar for 8,
Like,
12,
do you have
16.
fucking
Yeah.
Bobby money?
That's
What is this?
Canadian prices right there.
Yeah, I don't know
Well,
what it is. I don't
imagine
want to
the
know what it
US
is.
dollars and Canadian dollars. So wait, do you think it's worth it?
I think it's worth it to try, just to try them for the 4-pack. Like, yeah, it's $16, but it's like interesting and the different, you get one of each flavor and the smell on it. You smell this, they did not hold back on that scent. Like, it's like you go to fucking like Yankee Candle shit. Like you open up, you're like, oh my God, that is a strong smell.
But they also look tiny and like when you're holding them.
It's average.
Uh,
This is an average size bar right here.
That looks a little on the smaller side.
Where are you measuring from, Alex? Look at this.
I'm measuring from true average.
That's kind of small up here in Canada. Like we
There
like
you
our
go.
bars big.
This is a perfectly.
The fact that you're holding it up against your mouth is a really great way to determine that looks a little small.
It's
we have
smaller
been
than
distorted by
Scotty's
social media
mustache.
in what is average. Okay,
it's on the small side. Wouldn't be satisfying shit. That could just go down in one. That could just go down in one big bite. I like how I'm like, I never hyposexualize myself.
I was just thinking that.
But meanwhile, I'll make dick jokes all day long.
you can't, fuck. Oh my God.
And this is why you need to come stream with us.
I'm going to. I got my computers. I'm very proud of myself.
Leave her alone. She's trying.
I spent $2,000 on today.
Whoa, really?
I bought fancy.
She went all in.
Yeah.
Is that for the monitor as well, or is that just straight?
It was for everything.
Okay.
So it was for a screen and a monitor. And I spent like 45 minutes with the Best Buy guy, and I felt like an asshole because he was like, so what games are you going to be playing? And I was like, I don't know. My friends just told me to get one. And he was like, what? And I was like,
I can work
they
with this.
said Baldur's Gate 3. And he was like, that's a big game. And I was like, is it really? They told me they were going to give me a sword.
Oh, shit.
I was like, oh, I got this. And I was like, maybe like Sims. And he was like, that's not a big game. And I was like, oh.
So you're hitting both ends of the spectrum there.
Wait.
Sims was a big deal to me.
Yeah.
That's what I grew up with. Yeah, that's what I grew up with.
Yeah, Sims
Whenever
is like,
I broke up with somebody, you just make
Yeah.
them in the game and you kill them.
Yeah.
Throw them in a pool with no ladders.
Yeah. It's like, bye.
When we talk about like player base, I think that's like a lot more females were into like Sims. Like Sims was like,
That's fair.
yeah,
I accept
like,
that.
That had a really strong base, man.
It did, for sure. I played RuneScape growing up. Is that it?
Fucking RuneScape, bro. Like the Gen Zers listen to this are like, what the fuck are you guys talking about?
RuneScape was, I think it's still around. Like, I think you can still play it.
Yep.
Yeah.
A lot of those old games are still around. Whether officially or
Neopet.
revived. Oh my
Bro,
god, Neopets.
Neopets. Bro, I loved Neopets. I thought that was the coolest shit when I was like 8, 9 years old.
I would always play Neopet and then that penguin game.
I don't know the penguin game.
Oh, you guys didn't play the penguin game? Okay. I'm going to see if I can find that. But yeah, Neopet was my shit. I think I still have a Neopet. I have the same email.
No, I know that game is still around and people still play that. Let's turn this episode into like we all play Neopets. All right, Neopets.
Oh, Club Penguin.
It
you guys
sounds
not-
familiar.
I was like, did you guys
I've
not play
never
Club
heard.
Penguin? You get to
Now
like,
we're
you
all
dress up
looking
your
it up.
penguin.
Bro, they're on
Alrighty.
their 25th anniversary.
As they should be.
That's crazy.
We just all get our Neopets back.
I haven't fed them in 18 years.
Like, all right, we're starting with a fresh slate here. But yeah, I'll start twitching with you guys. Starting
Twitching. That's a
Is
fucking
that-
I like that.
I love it.
Is that not-
Bravo.
I was explaining. We did like a client call yesterday with like all of our clients, and we were talking about basically like rewiring your brain through like habits and things. And I was like, basically you're like neuroplastizing, and I was like, that's not a real word, but that's what I'm gonna call it. And then like all my clients are like, that's what I'm gonna call it whenever I'm like doing something that's a new habit, is I'm neuroplastizing.
I
And I'm
like
like,
it.
there you go.
Yeah, I said like photosynthesizing once, and people were like, no. And I'm like, listen, that's fucking fun. All right. I'm still saying it. Leave me alone.
And people know what you mean.
Yeah, exactly. That's what is language if not to get across what you mean? Like, I
Hey.
like those. I've been doing those reviews where like that one, Andy, she's great. She just says like one word for things like good,
Yeah.
shake, tasty. Like, I love that. Why
Yeah.
say big word when little word do trick?
This is
You know?
this is traumatizing
Less
me from
syllable
under
better.
moderation.
We do a whole episode. So, Rob, how go?
It go okay. That's 2 syllables. Damn
That's
it.
too
I
many.
lost.
Too many words.
Oh.
You already fucking failed.
I already-
You know good.
Oh.
You know
Oh.
good. I play game. I win game. But yes, I'll Twitch with y'all starting tomorrow.
Alex,
set
no
it up.
sexualized, but dick joke. Okay.
Twitch is different.
Everybody come watch Alex stab us in the back with a giant flaming sword
Okay,
on Gaming in Moderation.
I'm willing to bet that I'm way better at Mike on video games.
Way better at Mike.
Way better than Mike? Yeah. I don't know how well Adam and Scotty play, but I bet I'm better than Mike.
Adam, when he started, he picked me up and spiked me like a football. He stabbed me in the back 3 times.
And he blew us all up.
He
And he
blew us
you
all up.
Yeah.
Got us into a loop with an enemy that kept bugging, and so we thought we were going to have to abandon our game.
Do you guys, like, lose-
Okay,
Oh,
no,
we'll talk about
Alex.
this later
Rob,
time.
right off the bat, is like, okay, we're going into the hardest mode possible in this game where you only get one save file, and if you die, that's it. And I'm like, bro, you're putting fucking Adam and Mike in this shit right off the bat? They don't know their ass from their elbow in this game. How the hell are they going to do anything? And he's like, nope, right to this. I'm like, all right, let's see how this goes. And it went exactly as I thought it was going to go.
It was so worth it.
He's
It
just
was
like, if you
so
die, you
worth it.
die. If you die,
Yep.
you die. That's it.
You die, you die.
That's fair.
It was so worth it, though. The amount of shenanigans we got into.
That's like the nutrition space as a whole. If you die, you die. It's not that serious.
It's not that serious.
It's not that serious. Fuck. Just kidding.
I'm fucking I've gone more towards Scotty's side where it's just like I used to go through and try and explain all this shit like, oh no, this is
No.
fine because of this, and now I'm just like, oh, the chemicals. No, like that's it. Like that's the end of it. I just and because that's all people want at the end of the fucking day.
Yeah.
Like I showed there was that. Have you seen the viral video going around with a guy that's a soda addict? And he's just like going through his day and he's drinking diet soda after diet soda
yeah.
after diet soda, just tons of it. And
There-
honestly, like
yeah.
people in the comments are like, this is so healing for me. I was so worried about my 1 diet soda or my 2 diet sodas, you know? And this is what did it. You could show them like all the fucking research in the world and it doesn't matter. But you show them a dude that's fucking deep throating sodas 24/7 and they're like, oh, I feel so much better. And I'm like, all right, I guess that's what I'm doing now. I guess that's what makes people feel better.
I show people that I eat bagels and people will message me and be like, this is so healing for me. And I'm
Wait,
like,
oh, okay? So the I don't give a fuck foods. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, I don't give a fuck foods. You've probably seen that guy
oh,
around.
I
He's like,
haven't
I
seen that
don't get.
guy.
I'll
Oh,
send it
yes,
to
I
you.
have.
I
No,
don't
I
give
know.
a
I saw
fuck
you.
if this is filled with seed oils and blah 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 blah. I used
He
to
doesn't
smoke
respond
crack
to-
rocks and
I
crawl
saw
around on the
that.
carpet at 3 a.m. And people are like, this guy is doing more for my food fears than anything else. And I'm like, I had no idea that just that was more healing than like
People
actually
don't
showing.
care
They
about the
don't
science.
care.
No.
They just want a guy to be like, I smoke so much meth that my brain is a coral reef and I'm eating these foods. And that's better for them. Like that works.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, I guess this is what we're doing now, people. Fuck all the science, fuck all the research. People are doing this shit and they're fine, and so are you.
Are you going to pick up the meth for us?
Oh my God.
Then I don't know. I feel like I'm definitely
There's
more
some
of a
science
like,
behind meth.
I need a more of a downer thing, like a heroin situation, maybe, or like, you know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Like at least
Yeah.
like something trippy, like acid or like mushrooms or something like that. You know, where you get to go on a
Shrooms are a
little
good
trip.
time.
Shrooms seem like a good time.
Have you never
Yeah.
tried them?
I've never tried shrooms. I've never tried any
They're-
hallucinogen.
I've tried shrooms. They were very fun.
I feel like
That's-
people always say like just as long as you don't have a bad trip, you're fine. I'm like, I
You just
really
don't do
know.
too much. And some people try and say
Do
like do it on an
shrooms in
empty
moderation.
stomach. There you go. Well, it's heavily researched in California, especially right now, because they're doing the microdosing.
Oh, okay.
So it's in moderation.
Yeah.
But what you do is you do like a heavy dose and then you like microdose throughout the week. Some guy I dated actually did it. And I was very alarmed when he was like, yeah, today's my heavy day, so I can't see you. And I was like, your heavy day of what? And he was like, it's my shroom day. And I was like, oh, we're not going to have another date. No offense.
Legal disclaimer, we do not advocate for the use of any illegal drugs.
I was like, that's fine. I'm like, more power to you, but I don't want that in my life. But yeah, no, I tried it once. I sound like a hypocrite because I was like, we're not going another date.
I don't want that in my life. I
Meanwhile-
tried it.
Okay, to be fair, I tried it years after I went on a date with this guy, but I tried it like twice and I probably won't do it again. I don't know if that's really advocating for trying it then. It was nice. I was very happy. I was calm. I saw pretty colors. I didn't get so far to like hallucinate or anything, but everything was brighter. And then I was like, I'm just a happy person anyway, so I don't need this in my life.
That just seems better than a lot of these other drugs. Some people are just like fucking going bananas, you know, like the uppers.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. No, I don't need anything that hardcore in my life. You know what? It's really good for your life. Just taking a moment to be like, wow, I'm actually really grateful to be here.
You know, straight up though, like sometimes I sit there like and something's annoying me and I'm like, we're on a fucking space pebble hurtling through the, you know, nothingness and we're here.
Yes.
Like that's amazing. Like the fact that we are the only life that we know of and we've looked a lot of places. I'm sure it's out there, but like that we know of.
Yeah.
Right. And that's crazy. And I'm mad about some guy who fucking cut me off in traffic. Like, you know, sometimes you gotta put that shit into perspective.
100%. That's why I'm like, people stress. That's why I like the whole it's not that serious thing, because it's not. It's really not. But like, and people get really upset sometimes, like they get really defensive when you say that. And a lot of times it stems from people wanting to drag themselves down into like the depths of their despair. And I'm like, but you don't have to be sad. You don't have to be like, life doesn't have to be hard. It can be
You
still
can go have mushrooms instead.
It's mushrooms.
No.
You know, you don't have to worry about the fucking microplastics in your Costco chicken. Like it's fine. Like it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah. The stress of those like minute things is significantly worse for you. There was a guy who literally, someone was like, when did we start saying that like bananas in your smoothies are bad? And he like stitched the video and he was like, probably when we figured out that if you have bananas in the morning on an empty stomach, then you're getting like a rocket full of cortisol or whatever. And I was like, I literally responded to the video and I was like, you must be fun. And I'm just like, you stressing this hard about bananas in a
Straight up. Okay,
smoothie.
Alex, you go on a date and you spend the night at a guy's house. We don't have to talk about what happens during that night. It's fine. But then he wakes up and he's like, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna let's have a banana smoothie. You're like, oh no, we can't do that. Like that's gonna spike my
your
cortisol. My insulin's gonna be through the roof. Like we need to have something. We gotta have this get the grass-fed butter. We cannot have that conventional shit. Like immediately. You have to be like, I'm done.
I have a real story.
Oh no. Oh no.
This was my friend at the time. We actually dated after this, like way after, not immediately after. We all went out drinking. There was like a bunch of us. I don't drink. And so I was DD, but they drank. Next morning, after being very drunk, I was like, hey, you want to go grab breakfast? And you're probably hungover and stuff. So we go to breakfast and I'm like, oh, so what do you think about getting? I'm probably going to get like the pancakes or something like that. He's like, I'm probably going to get eggs and like sausage and just keep it really clean because I'm breaking my fast right now. And
keep it clean. Don't worry about the fucking toxins you put in your body last night. Let's go.
I literally said that. I was like, so did drinking just like not mean anything last night or like what? And then I have never let him live it down since. Like I still bring it up regularly.
That's great.
So people really do that. So moral of the story is it's not that serious.
It's not that serious.
And if you're gonna like go out drinking or you're gonna like do drugs or even if you're just like having stuff in moderation, you don't need to stress that bad about like, I need to break my fast with something that's gonna be okay for my cortisol levels. Just eat the food. I just want people to eat. Like that's what stresses me out the most. People will literally like refuse to eat because they're scared of the toxins that they're going to put in their body. Like they're like, I don't have access to clean food right now. I have no options. And I'm like, you have options. Like it's still food.
No, but
I see that at concerts and stuff.
Dyes and fucking all this shit. Oh my gosh.
I'm like,
so
if you're
everybody out there who's looking to shoot their shot with Alex, just eat the food.
Didn't we talk about this the last time I was on here where it's like standards are on the floor?
Yeah.
They're still there.
They're still there. All you have to do is eat the food, people, and you might get a second date.
There you go.
Don't tell her about your heavy day on shrooms and don't try and keep it clean after a night of drinking. And yeah, you're doing better than most. Like
on the floor. It's fine. I think Rob cuts out the silence.
I have no idea where to go from there.
I got nothing on anything, man. My life's fucking like for me, like everything's so crazy, and then I just see people worried about like all this little shit. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing to yourself? You know, I can't stop fucking freaking out and worrying about everything.
Well, that's the crazy thing, right? Obviously, like you have a kid who's crying very frequently and making it very difficult to sleep, but it's like you're probably still getting in nutrients. You're probably still doing like baseline level taking care of yourself things besides sleeping. I mean, that's questionable. He's like, maybe
you just fucking like get done what you can get done. And like I filmed a video recently because there's this like this mother who's like, I decided to not give my kids grains anymore. Like I don't want any more refined grains.
Saw that.
So I'm gonna give them, like yogurt bowl, and I'm gonna make them a second breakfast with eggs and avocado and all stuff. And I was honestly like, you know what? I love this. Like I love that you're doing this. This is great for you. What I have an issue with is just like, then we take that to the next step of like, okay, if you do this, if you feed your kids cereal, then you're a bad mom, then you're doing harm to your kids, that sort of shit. That's the stuff I have an issue with. Like, do whatever you want. If you want to eat only single ingredients off a cutting board, I love that for you. Like, I truly do. I think that's so great. But like, because I have Doritos here and there, that doesn't make it so that doesn't make me unhealthy. Like it's just so much.
It's the child you had that is making you unhealthy.
They just like some of your life force just gets just sucked out and just it leaves your body forever, and you replace it with as much as you can with Doritos.
Your life force will be reinforced as the child ages and starts to sleep and things, and you get to like make
Time will
great
tell,
memories.
but I am hopeful. I am hopeful yet skeptical. Let me just put it that way.
Going back to what you were saying earlier, I think that it is wild how people will like, there's so many double standards for if they see somebody who in their brain looks healthy and they're
Yeah.
doing something like getting McDonald's or something, they're like, oh, this is so healing for me. But then somebody else who doesn't fit the standard mold of like whatever a healthy body should look like, then they're like, oh, you should really stop with the McDonald's, or like you really, really need to calm
Yeah.
down. And it's so interesting because as much as I want people to be healthy, one, you can't just tell by looking at somebody anyways. But
Yeah.
also it's like, it's never my place to be like, you are unhealthy because of what you're eating. You're unhealthy because you're doing these things. It's none of your fucking business.
Yeah.
Like, everyone's so entitled to give their opinion, but also they need to check the double standards that they're like coming in with. So
I
think
love
that's
talking about the disability that I was born with. And then I get the people in the comment section being like, well, if you ate better, you wouldn't have that. Bitch, I was born with it.
Yeah.
I didn't eat anything to get it.
I have
But people-
celiacs, and people get real upset if I'm like, I can't eat gluten, and I'm like, I actually can't. And then people are like, oh, should I not eat gluten? And I'm like, no,
Oh,
that's not what I
bro,
said.
in a video, I said how much I hate stevia, and they're like, wait, is that because stevia is bad? Is that because like we should stop eating it? I'm like, what the fuck? No, I just
I've
don't
seen
like
that
the
in your
taste of it. It tastes like
comments.
shit. Like, and then people get mad, like, but I like it though. Also dope. I also fucking hate oysters, but if you like those weird fucking slime boogers, then have at them. That's more for you. I don't like them. Whatever.
I always try to play up the joke behind hating bananas just so that people don't get that impression.
Yeah, like fucking whatever.
But like,
man.
you saying you don't like something should not equal then people being like, oh, he doesn't like it, I can't have it. It's like, that's not
Yeah.
what that means. It just
I
means
think
it's a preference.
We get
Yeah.
caught up though in like our favorite like influencers and stuff, and they're like, well, we see them and we want to try and do the things. And that's that. Like, how do you feel? Like the what I eat in a days, I don't have any inherent issue with, but like
I don't either.
right, but like, you know, when you see someone who's like ripped to fucking shreds, just like dick skin level body fat, you know, and like
With
they're
or
sitting there
without a
like,
piercing.
Oh
what?
God, no.
Oh yeah.
It's not
And
personal.
then you see like, oh, and this is what I eat, and people are like, oh, okay, so like, bro,
They associate it with that's how I can look that way.
That's what I do to
Yeah.
get like this
Yeah.
guy. Meanwhile, he's fucking, you know, starving themselves and doing all sorts and taking fucking the kitchen
Trenbolone
sink,
sandwiches.
the
Yeah.
trenbolone sandwich. You start your day off with that, and you're good for the rest of the day. And
Yeah.
you know, so
But
I
that's
get
where
it.
like that's where we need to be smart consumers. And like,
Yeah,
obviously
really.
I understand it's difficult in this day and age, and we shouldn't just expect people to like not associate that, especially because so many people start them off with body checking. Like, they're like, hey, this
so
is what I
often
look
starts with
like.
that.
Yeah. So it already sets the expectation. I look like this. So if you eat like this,
Yeah.
you can look like me. So just like, I think what I eat in a day videos can be very helpful because it can give you ideas of like foods you can eat. It can set
Yes.
maybe better expectations of how much to eat. But then also you see the people who are like, I've seen a lot of models who will do like what I eat in a day. That's not to like pin against models, but they just
Yeah.
happen to typically eat less. And a lot of them will eat very few calories. And then it's like, okay, now we're being potentially a little problematic because we're showing like us under eating severely and suggesting that this is how people should live when it's not. So there's always pluses and minuses.
like,
You
I
need to
can
be
see it.
about Alex's size to have a basal metabolic rate of 1200.
Yeah. Alex, how many calories do you eat in a day? Because you're like on the shorter side, right? I don't know how tall you are. I'm assuming you're short. It just seems that way.
I have so many people say that I have tall girl energy.
I think
Liam's
the
like, you
energy
have
is
short
great. I love
ass.
it, but like, you know, I'm just looking at like measurements here. You know, I'm just
How
sizing
tall do you
up.
guys think I am?
Sizing you up. I think I would say probably like 5'2".
I was literally
wow.
about to say 5'2" too.
I am in
5'2"
fact
too.
5'2".
Yeah,
There we go.
I am
I'm
5'2".
so good at guessing people's height.
Yeah, so I eat usually about 2,000 calories a day. to like
Yeah, so
maintain.
that's for like someone who's 5'2".
But I'm also active. I also make sure to always add that.
Right. Everybody's
Yeah, yeah.
different. Like
Yeah.
you can't base off anything.
Yeah.
Right. But like I did Callie's from the Lose It log. She's been losing like a bunch. She's been trying to lose a lot of weight, and she's
Yeah.
eating like 2,300 calories. And I
Oh,
posted
I'm
on
so
Facebook, and it
jealous.
kind of took off. And I just like comment after comment, like she should not be eating 2,300 calories. That is way too many. She's 1,700 max to lose weight. And I'm
We're
like,
so skewed on what
Yeah.
people need to lose weight, and I'm like, everyone's different. Like, what a concept.
yeah.
They also think they need to be starving themselves.
Yeah, like if you're not hungry all the time, then you're not losing weight, right?
Yeah. But to be fair, for me, like a deficit would be like 1,600 calories.
Which, yeah, I mean, that's
Like
that's
1650.
doable.
I mean, it's just what's required of my body. I've been
Yeah.
in like
Yep.
deficits before, and that's like literally I need to be at like, if I've tried like 1750, 1800, it's just not enough. And so I
Hmm.
usually have to go to like the 1650 ish
Interesting.
area pretty consistently
But I'm
and
sure
get my
doing that long
steps.
term's got to be tough. Like, I
Oh, there's no
imagine.
shot I would do it long term.
Yeah.
That would be just for a deficit.
Right.
So like
Just
if
for
I'm just going through a fat loss phase to just, and that's the thing too though, is like, this is kind of what we were talking about earlier, where I was like, I kind of want to go through a deficit. I really don't want to at the same time though, because like I just don't, I like eating. I have
because I
no
like food.
reason.
I was just to say, 'cause I
Yeah.
like food. It's good.
I'm already limited at
How
2,000.
dare you?
I don't have to stop at 2,000 calories, but I don't feel good when I have significantly more than that. So that's part of the reason I just don't overeat, is like,
Yeah.
I just don't feel good when I do.
Oh, I
But
get you.
I don't want to go through a deficit
So
because I don't want to be hungry.
how long do you structure like your fat loss phases? Like how long can you go before you're like,
I
ah, fuck
have
this shit?
I have not done a fat loss phase in probably 3
Mm.
years.
It's probably been at least
I usually would do probably like 12 weeks.
12 weeks. That's even long for me. Like when I haven't
No.
done it in like a couple years, but it's like 6 weeks, like 6, 8
Oh,
weeks. And I'm
do you
like,
go like really aggressive?
not even really. Like honestly, I'll go like,
Oh.
but I eat generally like 33 to 3,500
Oh
a
my God.
day. So yeah, I know. So like I eat 3,000
I
or
wish.
2,800 for like a deficit.
You're hating him so much right
And
now.
but even then for me, I'm still hungry. Like at 2,800, like I'm still like hungry.
Oh, see, at like 1,600, I get hungry. Like I'm for sure hungry and like
Yeah.
very aware that food is a thing and thinking about it more frequently. But I am not like uncomfortable. I've gotten
Right.
down to like 1,250 for calories.
You're just hungry all the time.
I was literally this
No
is gonna
energy.
sound so awful because this is back when I was doing my bodybuilding show. I did one, and I literally doused everything in as much like hot sauce and stuff as I could just for extra calories. Like I had like salsas and stuff, and I was like, okay,
it gets
how can
so
I
bad.
add
Like
more?
you got like you're dipping pickles into mustard. Like God, I just
Oh,
need
yeah.
something.
Yeah, I was literally like, okay, just 0 calorie anything. So that was awful. But like 1,650 is not like uncomfortable for me.
Yeah.
It's just the thing about that is like you're kind of saying with like how many calories you can eat, you're so limited, you have to do food volume. Like there's no ifs, ands, or buts. Like if that David bar or whatever, I would lose my mind wasting calories. Like I would be thinking about wasting calories on that because I'm like, this is so small.
It
It's
gets
small.
bad when you get
Right.
into the wasting calories. You're like, oh, I can't have like I need like fucking cauliflower. I need like
Yeah.
you just
Because if you have like a protein bar, like I love Aloha bars. They're so good. They have like a good amount of fiber in them, but they're calorie dense. They're like 230 calories for like not that big of a bar. And I'm like, if I was on a deficit and I'm like, I only have so much volume. Because the thing is, I see people who are on Ozempic who they do this, and I'm not going to go in the depths of Ozempic here, but your hunger is down regulated.
Yeah.
So you're just not as hungry. And so having a bar isn't that big of a deal. My hunger was not down regulated. So having a bar would not satisfy me for more than an hour.
I will tell you, like, it got bad for me at points where I was like, okay, there's this bar that's 190 calories, and this one's 180. I don't like the 181 nearly as much as the 190, but I fucking need those 10 calories, man. I need those 10 calories. Those are coming with me. You know,
I'm
so
getting
like,
my pickle later.
that's extra mustard right there because it's not actually 0 calories. That's not.
Nope.
They round down. So I got to be
People
careful.
hate to hear that.
Oh yeah. So like
This is true.
it got to the point where I would have like dry chicken breast and just dip it in mustard and just eat that. Like that's all I was.
You know, I can't judge because I've been there.
Right. Like when and like you get into fitness, like you see these things, you're like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm getting into this, and like it works. I'm not gonna lie, that shit works. But
Well,
you're just like
yeah.
miserable and hungry and low energy.
Well, and then people wonder why you have such a skewed perception of your body because you go through these like grueling, just awful times of intense fat loss. And then you're like, oh, why can't I stay at this really, really lean body that I've worked so hard to get at? And it's like, well, it's because I had to do ridiculous things to get
Because your
there.
body's like, please, fucking
For
sustenance,
the
give it
love
to
of
me.
God,
Yeah.
give me food. Yeah. So I
I
did,
can't.
yeah.
If I get one more dry salad, I'm gonna fucking scream.
The worst would be like when I would have salads, because salads, obviously, big ass salads,
Big ass salad.
They're a key when in a deficit. But when I was in like the depths of like the 1250 calorie range, my gosh, if I had like a mustard packet to like put some like, because I wouldn't use dressing, no
Of course,
dressing
you
here.
can't use
I
dressing. There's
use
too many calories. You can't waste them.
so I was mustard and hot sauce. I would always
Oh,
make sure to like squeeze the mustard packet into my mouth after. Like I would
oh gosh, it's so bad. I feel it. Like I feel it.
Oh
I would
man.
get the skinny girl dressings. Their ones are like 5
no,
calories
no, that's too
each.
much, man. Come on, mustard. It's
No,
lower.
listen,
I'm
I
just
could
kidding.
deal
I'm
with
just
like
kidding.
if I as long as I had a lot of greens and radishes,
That's
I'd
fair.
load that shit up with radishes. I didn't
Oh,
even really
that's
like
smart.
radishes, but I still fucking ate them. And like it was just some pickles. Like it was it
It
was
was
not good.
literally you just picked the most 0 calorie.
You just pick the most 0 calorie things and you put them into a bowl, and that's where I was at. And
And
then
then
you
like a
0
tuna
calorie
packet.
dressing or 5 calorie dressing.
Yeah, I don't. People wonder why I'm so adamant about the whole like you'll never hate yourself into a body you love. And I was like, it's
Yeah.
because I was there. I was there for years. I was in like the depths of it. And the worst part was because I just didn't have that much education around nutrition at that time. I always wondered why I could down like 5 giant sushi rolls when I would go out with my friends. Like they were huge. I think I have a video of it. If I find it, I'll send it. But they were giant, like so much rice. And I could eat 5, no problem. And I didn't realize it's because I was starving.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, it's because my body needs food. Great. So
I
that was
think
my experience with it.
you find like, and so like I am like I don't even weighed myself in months, to be honest. Like
I don't
honestly,
have a
it's been like
scale.
months. I have a scale, it's dead. I haven't
I was
charged
like, I
it.
don't know where it is.
But like, yeah,
You beat it with a
I
bat.
fluctuate in like the 190 to like 195 when I'm not thinking about food, and I just kind of
Yeah.
stay there. And I'm like, I could get down to 180 and just be like pretty lean, but then I have to plan everything. I think about food a lot. It's just not worth it. And like, yeah, you're leaner, you can
Yeah.
take pictures, so you can post on Instagram, like, look at me, check it out. But like, is that worth it? Is that like just to be hungry all the time? And I'll be like, oh no, I can't go out and get pizza, guys. Sorry. I'm just gonna eat my lettuce with mustard. Have a good time. Let me know how it is. It smells delicious. Fuck
Yeah.
that.
I don't. Oh, wow. It must have been even longer since I've tried to be in a deficit. Because I think the last time I tried, I was living in LA. So it was like 2019. And so it's been
Fucking
like 5.
pre-COVID shit.
Yeah, during COVID, to be fair though, and this is like a testament to having gone through a deficit, like an intentional fat loss phase and what you can learn from it. Because during COVID, I gained weight. I gained probably like 15, 20 pounds because I feel like most people did because I
A
went from,
lot
The
of people,
COVID
yeah.
15.
yeah. Well, it was like I was acting at the time and doing stunts. And so like, and I was also teaching Orange Theory classes. And so literally I was on my feet all day long, getting like 15 to 20,000 steps. And then I went from that to being locked in a studio apartment. So my activity levels went significantly down. But after I gained the weight, I was like, I want to get this off. So I just started walking. I just made sure that I was like eating well-balanced meals throughout the day and like listening to my hunger again, but I'd already done it. So I like lost the weight without having to be like, I'm doing a fat loss phase. I was literally just like, oh, I need to get my shit together a little bit. And I'm like, I would say for like a lot of people, like probably 70% of people, that alone would make such a big difference. I'm just like, I just need to do a couple things.
I
I don't
find
need
it
to be in a
really
fat loss
interesting
phase.
just like how everybody has kind of this different point where they feel more comfortable. And some people, like there's the people that are like in the 200s, they're like, oh, it's like 230. If I get below that, I'm starving. And you kind of have to just find that area that works for you. And for some people, just they got fucked genetically. like on
I
like
was
straight
about
up.
to say, are you talking about like the big physique guys at the 230s?
Well, yeah, so, like, there's the dudes, there's dudes that are like, I can't get below 230, but I wanna get there, and if I'm like, "Hey, that's awesome, you feel great there," like, that's super dope, but, like, I think some people, their body is just fighting them, like, every step of the way, like,
Yeah.
they just don't like, yeah, they can get lower, they can reduce their calories, but then they're just miserable, like, for me, it's, like, 190 to 195. I lucked out, and that's, like, a quote, unquote, "healthy" body weight range, but for a lot of people, it's just much higher, and they're fighting they have to do, like, what we're talking about, in order to get to
That was how
below.
I was, because
Yeah.
I'm like 130, 135 right now. That's usually where I like hang out. And I'm 5'2", so I'm short. So that's like a average-ish, I think, weight for my height. And I'm definitely not overweight by any means. Like I'm very aware of what I look like. But when I wanted to get lean, it took a lot. Like I was doing like 20,000 steps a day, and I was teaching like group classes. I was always on my feet, so I was just very active throughout the entire day. So it made it a lot easier where I didn't have to like be as intentional about it. But if I wanted to get that lean again, I would take so much
Yeah.
effort. So
But
I
I
got
think
down to
there's a lot of people
104
that have to do
pounds,
that effort just to get to a,
a
healthy
healthy
body weight
weight.
range. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think it's a lot of genetics, or do you think it's also just like what they've gone through in their life to get them to where they are now? That
I think
and now
everyone's gonna say it's a combination of both, right? Like, I don't think
that's
anyone's
fair.
gonna
That's
like,
fair.
it's definitely gonna be a combination of both, but I think genetics plays a large a bigger factor than even people will say.
Are you
Like,
saying for them to even maintain it once they get there? Or are you saying the fat
even
loss phase in
to get
general?
there, to
That's
maintain it,
fair.
everything. There's some people that, let's say they're your height, but they're like 200 pounds and they want to get down
Yeah.
to the 130, 140, whatever. And they feel like they have to do what you do to get like really lean just to
Yeah.
get to that healthy weight range. And I'm like, yeah, you could do it. How much is it worth it? Is
Worth
it
it.
better to do
Yeah.
that? Or is it better just to be like, I just want to be healthy. So let me eat a more balanced diet. Let me just
Mhm.
exercise more because that will go a long way.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Just,
goes back to the not being able to judge somebody's health based on how they look.
Yeah.
yeah,
And like even if you are a heavier weight, if you're being active,
yeah.
then a lot of that fat is going to be subcutaneous instead of
Right.
visceral.
Right.
Mhm.
So the visceral fats will surround your organs, and they've shown that like moderate intensity cardio can shift fat away from visceral fat and move it more towards subcutaneous, even without a
Yeah.
deficit. Like
Yeah.
it actually
Yeah.
shifts. So like, is it better then just to be like, okay, I'm going to get energy so that I'm going to get food so I feel energized, and then I'm just going to have more energy to exercise and do all these other things that are healthier for me. And I think I can't give you what that balance is, but like I think everyone just kind of has to find that for them and not focus solely on the scale and getting there. Because if
Yeah.
that's the case, you might just do some shit that's so unhealthy to get there. Like there's people that obviously like throw up. They do also eat this
Oh,
eating
yeah.
disorders develop and stuff like that. And I'm like, that's not healthy to get there. Like, yeah, you got to
Yeah.
130 throwing up after meal. I don't think anyone would say that. I mean, maybe some people would say that's healthy. Fuck them. But like,
I
that's
was
not.
like
But
I
the
was like, we
videos I
didn't
get
have a
tagged in,
conversation.
the videos I get tagged in, people are like, "Hey, if they just did like fuck, get fucked." But like, throwing up to get down to a healthy weight, is that healthy? I don't think so.
Well, that's the like really unsexy side of fitness, right? Is like
Yeah.
if we stop focusing so much on the scale, like we're literally just like, if the scale
Yeah.
didn't exist, we stop worrying so much about gravity, and you're just like, hey, every day I'm gonna try and have a couple balanced meals. I'm gonna try and make sure I move my body. I'm gonna
Yep.
try and make sure I get some sleep. Like if
Sleep.
you just do the baseline things, if you can, um,
Yeah. Right.
it's like it's like don't attack me when I'm down. Um But if you just do the baseline things and just focus on that, let it just be that.
Yeah.
But that's the unsexy thing, right? Because everyone's like, no, I have
Yep.
to be trying to lose weight. I have to be
There
smaller.
has
I
to be
have to
some
do
sort of
this.
secret to it.
Yeah. And it's like, And I get it. It's not, I don't want to tell people not to have physical goals either, because I know that
Right.
that's such a predominant thing where people are like, like telling people to lose weight is bad. And I'm like, it's not.
Yeah,
Like,
you're
it can,
promoting obesity. You're telling them they should be fat. I'm like, what the
I've
come on.
gotten both
Use
ends
your
of the
brain.
spectrum where people are like, you're promoting obesity because you're telling people to love themselves, like, no matter how much they weigh. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm saying you should take care of yourself and like you should move your body, work on your emotional intelligence, and you should eat well. Like, emotional intelligence is such an underrated aspect of this because that's usually one of the biggest correlations to eating disorders, but that's not talked about or it's just disregarded when it comes to people having problems with food. And I'm like, well, most people weren't taught how to deal with their emotions. And so we're basically turning to food or exercise. Also, look at the gym bros. No, like this is going to be a different example. But seriously, so
Yeah,
many
no.
of the biggest dudes in the gym are people who were bullied in school for being really, really small or for
Mhm.
being overweight. And so they went to the complete opposite end of the spectrum and they still struggle with immense insecurities
Yep.
because they're scared of being the small guy. They're scared of being the
Mhm.
fat guy. And so they just get really like nervous about that. And that's why they're so big. And some of them are like still very, very nice, but they're also very insecure.
They still feels
Well, and
oh,
they're teddy bears out of that because like they know they were in that experience, so they don't want to pass it on to other people.
there's a great like satire. I forget his name on YouTube. Very funny. He's like only big people think about being small. Small people don't think about being small. It's like if you're that's why they're big is because they think about being small so much as they don't want to be small. Like Bill Gates isn't like, damn, I'm small. Like he's just fucking Bill Gates. Like he's fucking doing his shit. Like but the
It's also
big
like a
guys in the gym,
billionaire.
it's just like they body dysmorphia is fucking real, man. And it can go any way.
Yeah.
But mm,
So that's my 2 cents on that. Because I think people need to, I think it's fine to have aesthetic goals. I think it's
yeah,
fine to want to change the way that you look. That's fine.
it's fine.
Like, again, people get so angry about it, but it shouldn't be the only thing. And God forbid if the scale doesn't go in the direction that you want or the pant size doesn't drop as quickly as you want, that's not an indication to just stop. Like, you can't control the scale, you can control your actions.
You can control the baseball bat hitting the scale.
I,
The scale's just a number. And like, but
yeah,
that's literally how people need to think about it. Cause so many people are like, oh, I just don't like, I know we just talked about how we just don't
but
use
we
it
just talked about The
anymore.
Biggest Loser, where like literally the only thing that was
They used was
progress
the
for them
scale.
was
Yeah.
the scale, and that's it. Fuck your mental health. Fuck
Oh
anything
yeah.
else. Just the scale. That's all you
Wasn't it
are.
like wasn't it like 85% of the people who were on The Biggest Loser gained the weight
Oh,
back
like
plus
almost
more
all of
within
them.
like a year?
Yeah.
Like it was in
Because they
like a
didn't teach they literally
they
just
didn't
taught
teach them
them to, like,
sustainability.
hate themselves and
Yeah.
just exercise constantly and not eat.
Well, yeah, I was like, you're on a show. Like you're being paid to not eat, exercise. And so the second you're out of that and back, like thrown back into reality, you have to
Yeah.
deal with all the other shit going on.
Fucking the scale is one factor, it's not the only factor, so,
But it
yeah.
also shouldn't like you shouldn't be scared to step on it, in my opinion.
And that's a tough thing for so many people, like, they just can't do it at all, and I'm like, honestly, like, if that's the case, like, and, you just wanna focus on other things, that's totally cool, but it does
Yeah.
kinda suck that you can't even use it as.
I don't I'm never going to tell anyone you have to step on the
Right.
scale by any means
Yeah.
ever. I don't like things having that much control over me. Like to the point where mentally, if I stepped on it and it was a number that, like some random number that's just in my head, and it made me spiral. Like I don't want something to have that much control over me. And
Right.
I think more people should view it that way of like, I need to have more control mentally and deal with whatever is going on with my relationship with the scale. Like I talk so much about how we were brought up to believe that we need to look a certain way throughout
Yeah.
different decades. Like
Right.
literally every decade we were told to be something different. And so like that's what skewed our perception of like how we look. And so I just don't want people to be victims to their circumstances either. And I'm not saying people are always being a victim, but a lot of times if we're like, I just can't do it, this thing is bad, it's scary, I'm like, it's okay to be scared and to still do the thing. And it
Mhm.
doesn't have to control you. It doesn't have to ruin your life. And so that's where I think that it can actually empower a lot of people to deal with the thing that they're scared of. We're literally doing that. We're doing a candy challenge. It's like a popular thing around this time of year where you do like candy challenges, where it's like people who are scared to eat candy or scared to eat a certain food for like 10, 15 days. This is really common with a lot of people, with like a lot of dietitians who
Okay.
deal with people with eating disorders, where it's basically exposure therapy. And so every single day you have one small piece of candy. And so you do that for like 10, 15 days in a row. And that's literally it. It's you have your big, because it's Halloween, you know, everyone has their big candies. You get the
Yeah.
big mixed
Right.
bag of candy. They're all prepackaged. Every single day,
Are you
just have one
telling
small
me that
piece.
you're somebody that doesn't give out the full-size bars?
I don't
That's
even
what
think
I'm
I have.
getting out of
Fucking
this.
too expensive. What,
I
Rob?
was
Are you
like,
gonna
in
do that?
this
Candy bars are like
economy,
$10 where you are.
what do you think I'm some
To
like
be
secret
fair, I only get
billionaire?
like 2 kids.
They come.
That
They
you
fuck.
go to the rich neighborhoods for that. But seriously, if you like struggle with candy, it's actually, or like a food, like a trigger food. Not everyone can do this, but like doing it every single day and knowing that it's going to be there, the exposure therapy can make it easier for you to actually navigate it, and it takes away the novelty of it, so it doesn't feel as restricted. So it makes it a better relationship with food.
I like it.
So you can do the same thing with the
I
scale.
thought the candy challenge was just pronouncing it correctly. Reese's.
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 Wait, is that not right? Reese's.
It's not right.
Reese's.
But I love it. I like it more.
Reese's.
Reese's Pieces. It rhymes and
Reese's.
it's fun.
Reese's
But
Pieces.
people, it's Reese's Pieces. That's why they created Reese's Pieces, is so people would say Reese's right. But all of us fucking shenanigan
Reese's
people over
Pieces.
here were like, no,
Reese's.
we're just going to keep it, but
Reese's.
change Pieces. Reese's
Reese's
Pieces.
Pieces.
Reese's Pieces.
What are the rest of the candies? Snickers. There's not really
I
any
don't
other
know.
ones that I
Snickers
feel like
Knickers?
There's only one candy, and it's Reese's.
it's Reese's Pieces. I say Reese's.
Pieces.
I get it.
Do you know, like, fucking, what was it? What's the ET? They were gonna do M&Ms, and
ET
M&M
phone
said no.
home.
So they went to Reese's, and they were like, yeah, sure. Fucking worst decision M&Ms has ever made.
It's so wild to me when companies say that. I'm like,
Yeah.
come on, guys, you're getting free well, it's not free, but you're getting good advertising.
Yeah, and they're like, no, don't use our candy for this alien movie. Like, it's fucking Steven Spielberg, you fucking losers. What are you talking? Throw your candy in there.
Was he that famous for like before ET? When did
I'm gonna
Jaws?
say
I don't know
yes.
when
I don't
Jaws
know.
came
Jaws
out.
is a thing. Jaws
I
was
said
never
Jaws.
No, I was thinking something else.
You know that Apple.
Actually, no idea.
You know that
I'm terrible with movies, so
Apple doesn't let villains hold their phones at all. Like you cannot.
Oh, no
Villains
shit.
are not allowed to have Apple products in any show or movie. So that's a really, this sounds so weird. That's a really good way to tell if someone's a villain in like a show or a movie.
Dude,
is like if everyone has an Apple
phone.
Yeah, isn't that wild?
interesting.
They're a good guy if they've got Apple. So Apple is good, and I need to buy Apple.
That's basically their mindset around it, because they're like, we don't want the bad guy to have the Apple phone.
But the bad guy's always the one that makes all the really cool stuff.
Yeah.
That's great.
To me, I would buy the villain stuff.
Do you know, like, there's people that have, like, in their contract, they can't lose a fight. Like, I'm pretty sure The Rock has that in his contract. Like, he can't lose a fight in a movie. And he has, like,
I thought he lost a fight in
I don't know.
the Fast and the Furious, like 6.
I heard, like, him and then the other guy in, like, Fast and the Furious. What are we on?
Vin
Fast
Diesel.
and Furious 27 now? Something like that?
We're on,
or
like 11.
Whatever. It's fucking ridiculous.
69.
But there's like 2 of them that also have that in their contract. They can't lose a fight. So they're always in stalemates. Stale matches.
Stalemate.
That makes so much sense.
So they're always in stalemates because neither of them can lose the fight because it's in their contract. So they always have to write it in.
That makes so much sense.
I'm like, I love that. That's just like your ego being like, no, I can't even lose a fictitious fight in this fantasy world that is Fast and the Furious 18.
Oh my gosh, that actually makes a lot more sense now, because I always wondered why their fights like ended the way they did, and so now that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
I've seen every Fast and the Furious movie.
Or like, I can't die in a movie. They'll have that in their contract. Some people have that as well.
What's his face definitely doesn't have that. Ned Stark, the guy who plays him. Oh gosh. Oh, what's his name? Boromir. Oh, I don't remember his name.
Oh yeah. No, I know what you're talking about.
He dies in everything. Yeah, he dies in everything. It's the same guy as Ned Stark.
I forget his real name.
I'm gonna say
Yeah,
it,
he's
and I'm
always
gonna be
dying.
like,
All this conversation is just over my head.
Man, I fucking loved Game of Thrones
Sean
first
Bean.
season. So yeah, Bean, so much, and then man, that shit
They
just.
destroyed it. They destroyed season 8.
All right. We're changing the whole fucking in moderation. Now it's just fucking how mad I am at Game of Thrones for like their final season.
Well,
Like,
so
You know, I
the
was
whole
finally going to watch Game of Thrones. I was waiting for it to finish. And then season 8
Yep.
came out and everybody told me how trash it was. So I was like, oh, well.
it's
Yeah.
still worth watching up to season season 7.
6,
I like what's his, oh my gosh, the bastard, not Jon Snow, Bolton. Come
Ramsay?
on. Ramsay.
Yeah.
It's probably gonna sound so weird that I say I like him because he's
Yeah, he's
such a
evil
good
as shit,
villain.
and he does a lot of terrible
He's such a
things.
good villain. And that's what that.
What
But
do you
the
like
battle
about villains, Alex? What?
Yeah, you
I
seem to have
love-
a thing for villains.
I love me an enemies to lovers book. Fourth Wing. Fourth Wing's not really enemies to lovers, like rivals to lovers. But give me like a good enemies to lovers book. I just eat that shit up.
Interesting.
I love it. I don't know why.
So,
What
so all you people shooting your shot with Alex,
Oh, God.
just eat the food and
Be a dick.
be a
there you go.
little bit of a villain.
dick.
Treat me like absolute trash, and it's just
And
gonna
then
be great.
slowly kind of reel me in after that.
Start being
you know?
a little bit nicer, and then I'll be like, wait a minute.
You might not have an Apple phone, but I'm sure you can figure it out. Like,
Okay, to be fair on the real end of me dating, I always end up dating very, very, very nice people. Like I date the like very nicest human. But when it comes to books and fantasy stuff, I love me an enemies to lovers. I don't. There's something interesting about it because it's I'm gonna go with the first word that it technically is, which is it's a little toxic, but which is it's fantasy. It's not real.
so are you like in the 50 Shades of Grey territory here, or where are we at?
So 50 Shades of Grey is not enemies to lovers.
Okay.
That's like there's like an actual word for it. It's
I
like
don't know.
bondage or
I'm
something.
sure.
That's just like hurting
BDSM?
each other. Yeah, like that's what that is. Enemies to lovers is when they like legitimately have reasons to, like a example is the book that I'm reading is the main character man. His dad was killed by the woman's main character's mom,
Mhm.
and his dad also killed her brother.
Are we in like a
and so
Romeo
they-
and Juliet thing?
I was
Like,
just
so
thinking
they don't.
Romeo
Okay,
and
they don't really
Juliet.
hate each other though in Romeo and Juliet.
I was
Like,
about to say
don't
they
hate
never
each
like
other.
hated each other. So like these people actually like have beef. Like they go to school together and they actually have like problems with each other. But then
They're
eventually,
like a Hatfield and McCoy.
I don't even know what that is.
Oh, you don't have to. Okay, well, whatever.
Even I know that one.
Two
Oh,
feuding
no.
families. It's never mind. Go ahead.
Oh, is that Jet and Sharks and Jets? No, that's not West Side Story.
No,
okay.
no,
No,
I think
okay,
that's something else. But yeah, I see. Yeah.
It's basically Romeo and Juliet, but then with like people in New York. Anyways,
Mhm.
so they just like actually like have beef with each other, but then eventually they like realize that they have tension, and then it turns into love.
Interesting.
I don't know. There's something about it. To be fair though, I do like that, but I also think there's something to be said about people who are like friends first, and then it like turns into love. Like I really like that. That's Throne of Glass. Rowan and Aelin, for anyone who's listening. That's what happens there. Oh wait, is that a spoiler? Spoiler alert.
We wouldn't know.
We would have. Yeah, I don't.
It's fine. So I just read my I just talk about nutrition and read my romantasy. But soon I'll be a Twitcher.
Yeah. You need to just set up your Twitch and just read chapters from your books on it.
I want your Twitch handle to be enemies to lovers, though, and if it's not, I'm
Yes,
going to be extremely
yes.
disappointed.
That's honestly probably taken.
I mean,
Okay,
we'll
well,
figure
maybe
something
enemies to Twitchers.
out. Enemies.
I'll do enemies to lovers 13. No one take
Yeah,
it. I'll take it. I'll
there
get
you
it
go.
after this. 13's my favorite number. Fun fact, the reason 13's my favorite number is because I felt really bad when people would always say it was unlucky. And so I was like, well, I want to do my lucky number.
13.
I felt bad for 13 when I was a
Felt
kid.
bad for a number.
Yeah.
13's getting left out in the
Maybe-
cold, and I need to
maybe
bring it
this
in and
is-
give it some soup.
Maybe this is explaining the whole like toxic side of it because I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, I feel bad for the mean guy. And so let me try and fix him.
Let me
Fix
fix
them.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
classic. That's
Yeah.
classic.
So
Hmm.
that's my answer to that. Do you guys not read?
Um,
I don't have time for that.
I'm too busy reading billions of studies.
Billions and billions of studies.
Billions and billions of studies.
Clearly the studies don't matter because all you have to do is say no.
Yeah, I've been wasting my life.
Rob spends so much fucking time doing these fucking deep dives into like these just the nitty gritty, and then I love that Scotty comes through and goes no, and like everyone's like yes, Scotty, let's go. It's so fucking great.
It's not that serious.
It's not that serious, and then everyone's like, oh, Scotty's figured it out. It's just.
I've wasted my life.
You just should have just yelled at the camera. No.
I should have just yelled at the
You
camera.
already yell at the camera.
Dude, I yell at the
Liam.
camera a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, I'm definitely going that way. Like I'm just like, nope. That's it. Nope.
I like when you do the responses to like 6 videos.
Oh yeah,
and
the
you're
bullshit
literally-
speed rounds are great because
I like those.
people don't give
Those
a
are
shit.
fun.
Like, am I gonna spend a
don't care.
minute talking about how someone's saying like, bull testicles are the best thing you should eat? Fuck. What am I gonna talk about? Like, oh man.
Nope.
Oh,
Not
I'm
you.
gonna give you guys like a little sneak peek. I found a great video that maybe you can help me out figure out for my bullshit speed rounds.
Oh
So
gosh.
I just got it. You don't really need to hear it. She's got a bottle of like sea moss. You guys know sea moss, right? The thing that's like
Right.
great for
That's very
everyone.
popular right now.
I was
It's-
worried he was about to say a bottle of semen.
Well, that's foreshadowing. Foreshadowing.
Oh dear.
A little foreshadowing here. The fuck?
Oh, were you sleeping? My dog sleeps better than your child.
Anybody and everything sleeps better.
Hi.
The fuck.
You also don't cry. I love you.
All right,
Oh,
well,
you
my
look so
microphone came up.
grouchy. Why you look so grouchy? She's like, you've awoken me from my slumber.
See, my cat also just curls up with me and sleeps the entire night. Never wakes me up.
Okay. All right, hold on. I found it here. Listen,
Oh.
listen.
You can put somebody's yogurt blaster in your mouth. You can also put a tablespoon of sea moss gel that will actually benefit your health in your mouth.
That's the whole video.
She called it a yogurt blaster.
Yogurt blaster. And
Can
my
you
idea, what do you
send
guys
me
think?
that?
I've got a couple
Can
thoughts. That's what I'm
you
starting the
send me
video with,
that?
because that's a start. That's a start to a video.
Can you
let me do my
please
video
send
first.
me
then I
that?
send
To
it
a
to you. You're
video.
not making a video.
Wow.
I'm cracking the news on this video.
You can do
first.
it first. I'll do it like next week.
It's fine. So what I'm thinking is, I'm thinking like, I don't know, with the
Yogurt blaster.
considering each one of those jars costs almost $30 and the price of groceries, I feel like my wife would be less mad with me if I went with the yogurt blaster. Let me know, honey, what's next? That's what I'm thinking. And then I can have her like comment on the video or something like that. Like, go with the yogurt blaster. It's fucking, that shit's way too expensive or whatever, something like that.
That's funny. I would do that.
Or just, I mean,
You're
you could just go
saying-
straight up. I don't know, with the price of groceries, I'm going with the yogurt blaster.
I would just go straight into that. Yeah.
Hmm.
You don't need the fluff before it. Just go straight into it. With the price of groceries, I just go for the yogurt.
And
the
considering
amount
that
of-
jar costs $30 and the price of groceries, I'm going yogurt blaster all day.
To be fair,
With the
you are
amount of sleep you're
married.
getting, it's more like a yogurt drizzle.
Oh my god.
Go with the yogurt drizzle. I think that you might have to do a little too much.
To be fair, you're married, so it's a lot safer. But even people who aren't married, it's like it's probably cheaper to get an STD test than it is to get some sea moss.
Fucking sea moss.
In Canada, it's free.
Oh,
Go to Planned
shit.
Parenthood. I think that people try and argue that there's protein in yogurt blasters.
And yogurt
Yogurt
blasteds.
God damn,
Technically,
we
there
need to get
is.
us that picture of Cuckles and put that on a shirt with
Oh,
yogurt
God.
blaster.
I'm fucking dead. I can't believe that she said that.
Oh, but that's great for social media. That shit fucking works, right? Like,
I was gonna say her
Yeah.
video probably blew up.
I think
That's
they got like 1 million
hilarious.
views. So like, I thought it would
That's
be
pretty
more. Honestly,
good.
that's pretty good. I thought it'd be more. But,
That's
like,
fucking hilarious.
That's fun. Yeah.
I've started putting clips before the episode when I put them up on YouTube. This is that
That's
clip.
the clip.
This is the clip. We're going to start off strong with the yogurt blaster.
Because I'm assuming you're going to make that video like tonight or tomorrow.
I don't know. Because it's like a bullshit speed run, so I have to like find other videos, you know.
Oh.
So I'm like, okay, what am I doing next? And like, how do I transition all these things?
You get very different things on your feed than I do. I got that guy who like lifted the 107 pounds on one side. Did you see that?
I saw that.
That was
I
insane.
Yeah.
I was like, that grip strength. It's
Yeah,
stronger than my will to live. I'm like, damn. Just kidding. I don't have anything problems like that anymore.
I thought you were saying, just kidding. I don't
Anymore,
have a
not
will
since
to
the shrooms.
No, I went to therapy. It was great. I recommend it.
I highly recommend therapy. We talk about all this other shit and like what to like therapy.
Working on your shit solves a lot of problems. Turns out if you work on your shit, you can be like 90% happier.
Oh, here's another one. I'm just giving sneak
gosh.
previews. Like this.
This morning I woke up craving breast milk ice cream, so I grabbed my electric pump and pumped a few.
So it's just her making breast milk ice cream, and I just want to like look at the camera and just be
Okay.
like, no, and then just end the video right there. Just like
I honestly wouldn't be opposed to that. No. No. That IFBB Pro was like talking about drinking breast milk.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I can't remember his name. It was like really popular. I actually think you did a video stitch to him. I'll find it. But there was an IFBB Pro, Kazim or something like that.
Is that the guy
I don't
that's
know.
always yelling with his shirt off in the pool, or is that a different guy?
No, I don't even know who you're talking about.
Yeah, he's the guy that like doubled for like Ryan Reynolds in like the movie where Ryan Reynolds is buff as shit.
Yeah, no, that's not. I looked up breast milk and I heavily regret it. Like on TikTok, I'm like, I think people are probably making bank on OnlyFans on this side of TikTok.
Oh yeah. I mean, there's a reason so many people promote their OnlyFans. That shit works.
Heck, just look at Belle Delphine, right?
I don't know
selling
who that is.
Gamer Girl water.
Gamer Girl.
What is
Belle Delphine? She was a streamer and she sold her bath water.
Okay, yeah, I remember you saying that story. Yeah.
Okay,
and
so
she made
I
bank
haven't.
off it.
Okay, I haven't been sent dick pics, but there is somebody.
Have you been sent foot pics?
So there is somebody. There is somebody who added me to their close friends, and I was like, "Why am I on this person's close friends?" And then it's all foot fetish stuff. Like all it is foot fetish. And I was like, "Oh, that's a no from me."
Foot fetish is interesting. I've heard that it's just like there's in your brain where like it's that senses your feet is like connected to or is right next to another place that has to do with sexual arousal, and the idea is these things get like crossed.
Yeah.
I've heard this. I don't know if it's true.
I've not looked into that.
I have not looked into it, but that's what people tell me.
That.
And I'm like, that would I could see that.
It would make sense.
I could see that.
But like people also have fetishes, like really unhinged fetishes,
and all sorts of shit. So
yeah.
It's just that the foot fetish is so common.
It is.
Is it that common?
It's very common.
It is very common.
I don't really
fetish
get
sites are such a thing.
Yeah, I don't really get feet. Like I don't really understand.
It's
like,
yucky to me.
Feet are fine, I guess. Like they're not as bad as kneecaps. Kneecaps fucking suck. They blow. I hate them. But like knees look weird. I don't like knees. Of all the things, of all the human body parts, I don't like knees the most. I have the most dislike of knees.
I literally did a video. I did a video where I was like, oh, like it's a fake skit where I'm talking to myself. And I'm like, oh, we need to figure out the next insecurity.
Oh, is it
And I'm literally
knees?
like wrinkly knees.
Wrinkly knees. I don't like knees, man. There's something about the shape of
Liam
them
was
and the
in charge
kneecap
of that.
and like the just I don't like them. I don't like them.
I don't think there's a part of the human body that I'm so like about.
Well, for those who want to apply for Liam's thruple, make sure your knees are covered. Giving all
Or
the
just
dating tips
don't
tonight.
have like the worst knees, you know? That's
What makes bad knees?
what makes a bad knee? Disproportions. Maybe like, where
What
you
do
just
you
have like a
mean?
huge kneecap and then like everything else is just like not the proportions are off. That's all I'm gonna
How
say.
much
is, like,
time have you spent like looking at people's knees to be
more than I'd like to admit.
okay, to me the feet thing, I don't think feet are ugly or anything, but
Like
like
what's
I
the
don't
least attractive body part? Besides the penis, obviously. Like that's but balls.
I mean, yeah, those things are freaking ugly.
There's just like balls are just gross looking. Like there's no getting around that. Like we're not talking genitals here. Just other than that,
There's a reason other species like retract them.
Yes, they have
so that we don't have to see them all
like
the time.
elephants just have the testicles in the body. They've decided we will just hold those in place and it's fine. Humans are like, no, we just let that shit hang.
Okay, you know what's weird? I guess I can see what you're saying. Because like the only thing that comes to mind to be like unattractive would be like knees or elbows.
Knees and elbows, right? That's what I'm saying. The joints, the knees and the elbows. Like elbows aren't as bad because they don't have like a cap on them. I don't mind that
No,
as much.
but like when
yeah.
you're like this and it's like all like wrinkly and stuff.
I guess that's true. Like it's got to be able to contract and expand. So it's just kind
Yeah.
of like it almost has like the dick skin thing going on, but it's just unattractive. You know what I'm saying? Like it just hangs. Like it's not attract. So yeah, like knees and elbows, I'm telling you, are the least attractive parts of the body. Besides obviously besides like, yeah, genitals aside.
Yeah.
I can't. Oh, I was gonna say the feet thing. To me, it's just gross because they get stinky.
And they get
and like they
gross,
get real.
like
they're always in shoes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I'm like,
Or you're walking barefoot through your house. And
one of the things on their story was literally like, I want to suck someone's toes after the gym, and I was like,
man.
I'm like, I don't even like to like get frisky after the gym. I want to shower. So I'm like, I don't like when it's really
like
sweaty.
Suck a toe? Like that's like an
You're
insult.
literally
You say to someone,
like
go suck a toe. Like why would you? Listen, it's fucking like 10 p.m. here. We've been recording for almost 2 hours. Like it's just gonna devolve more and more.
To be fair, no, we sat here for like 30 minutes while you were handling Oakley.
And I'm trying to fucking get my life's a fucking wreck. And my life, it's just everything's just gonna devolve worse and worse, more into id the more time goes on.
More into id? Oh, in moderation.
Ego, super ego.
Oh wait.
Like, you remember?
Oh.
So that your id is like it's like your
I
base, like your brain set, like sex, sleep, food, like
deteriorate.
Base, like your higher learning cut off. It was just your id.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, yeah.
I wasn't sure if that was Liam.
But at least everybody got plenty of dating tips for Alex tonight.
I don't know why that's been a thing. That's become a topic of conversation in our group for some reason, and I don't know why.
I don't know.
I was like, okay, you guys are meeting more of the fitness people. You guys can play matchmaker, and then suddenly it was like, oh, Alex is dating people, and I'm like, great.
I'm just moving the conversation away from me.
From you? Oh, do they talk about you dating people?
You did.
No, I didn't.
You made that joke.
Oh, I made a pussy joke. It's fine.
Yeah, you did. So
I made one
moving the
joke.
Conversation away from me back to you.
I made one joke. One. Meanwhile, my dating life has come up probably like 5 times in this. It's come up like
that's
5.
How effective I was.
It's come up like 5 times in our group chat. I'm like, I don't know why it's so popular.
That's how effective I was. The instant you did that, I was like, oh, hell no. This is going back to Alex.
It was one joke. It was harmless. I literally was
It was
like, I
harmless.
think
It was.
you found your cat.
It was a
And I
good
was
joke.
like, great. Now I hope you get some pussy because you seem rather stressed.
It was a good joke.
That's
It was.
great. That's fucking good. Yeah,
So,
you can't pass those
Oh.
up.
what did you say?
So you can't pass those up. When you see an
Yeah.
opportunity like that, you have to go. Yeah.
Thank you. See, mine are just jokes. Y'all are being like dead serious about my dating life. And I'm like, it's not that serious.
It's not that serious.
No.
Listen, you said you were attracted to like the enemy's friends, and I'm interested.
I didn't
that was
say
just,
I'm
you just said you like that, and I'm like,
I said
that's
I like it in
interesting.
books.
Okay, I've never heard. I don't understand that, so I'm curious, and I want to know, like, what is attractive about this? Not attractive.
It's only in books.
Okay.
In books. In
Just
real life,
books.
it's not attracted to be a douche. Be a kind person.
But in books, it can be a little bit.
In books,
So if you're in a book, if you're listening and you're in a book, be a dick.
Be just like the biggest dick. It's different though.
Oh fuck!
All the
I
authors
actually-
listening, taking notes.
I legitimately think that there are some guys out there who think that that's how it works. Like if
Yeah,
I'm just
no, for sure.
mean to this woman, like because they never graduated from second grade,
Yeah.
and then they were just like, if I'm mean and I poke the bear, then like that's how I'm gonna show them that I love them, and that's how I'm flirting.
Yeah, 100% right. 100% right.
Liam's like, that's why the standards are on the floor.
Standards. I love low standards. I'm just gonna be honest with everything. I'm not talking like just anything. Just have your standards low so you always supersede them, and then you feel better.
You do. It's facts.
I like it. Just saying.
Yeah.
Just give it a try. Don't knock it till you try it. That's all I'm saying.
Keep the standards low
Yeah,
when you try
stop-
it. There you
Stop
go.
reading billions of scientific papers and just say no.
Just say no. That I
Just say
love.
no.
It's so good. I love it.
Are we wrapping
I'm depressed
up?
now.
Why are you depressed
God.
now? We literally just said it.
He
Oh,
spent
because
his
he's
whole life
realizing how
doing
much
something
time.
that no one
cares about it.
No one cares. They
Not
just
a
want to hear
soul.
Scotty say no. Oh, so good. So good.
Is that why you put Scotty in the background of your video?
Oh, that one with Scotty in the picture?
Yeah.
That was a picture Scotty took of me. Like, he was sitting on the sofa, and I was like in the background, leaning back over a footrest, and he did a selfie. But of course, the only thing you see is Scotty in the frame, except for like right briefly when I slide in. That's when you can actually see me in there.
Huh.
I'm not sad about missing TwitchCon.
You're just sad about that you didn't get to hang out with all of us.
Yeah, we're trying to plan a Houston trip. Liam, you're not invited because you have too much life going on. But we'll come visit you in Ohio.
Listen, I will eventually come and visit things and do stuff, okay? My life is just a disaster right now.
That's fair. We can all come. We can all come to Ohio and we can babysit Oakley.
There you go. You can come visit Ohio just to watch my daughter for me.
Wouldn't
How
that be
hard is that?
nice? Like,
How hard is that?
You and April can go have a date night.
Yeah, we saw Beetlejuice 2 the other night.
did you like it?
It was pretty. It was what you expect. I guess. Like
that's fair.
It's nothing like, oh, that's so good. But they did that thing where they try and put like 20 main characters in, and you're like, bro, you got like an hour and a half. You need to reel this shit in.
Dial it down.
You're trying to give character arcs to character arcs to character arc for all these different characters. Like you can't do it in this short time. You know, Beetlejuice is the main character. All right, let's focus on him a little bit. So,
yeah. I have low expectations for the new Joker movie. I've heard not great things about it already, which makes me sad.
But if you have low expectations and you go in and you see it,
I know,
and it's
gonna be great.
And it's average, then it's good.
Yeah. Are we good? No.
I think we were good a while ago. We just kept going past good.
Yeah.
We just kept
Good night,
exceeding
everybody.
expectations.
Hey, wasn't that a great time listening to the podcast? You were just, I'm assuming you were just listening to In Moderation. So if you go ahead and hit the 5-star button, is that a thing? The like button?
That's a thing.
No.
Yep.
The like button
5
on YouTube.
stars.
If you're on YouTube, hit the like button. Not the dislike button. That's a bad button. The
Bad
like
button.
Bad
Don't
button.
touch.
Hit all,
Don't
so
touch
hit
it.
all the other buttons. The share, you can go check out
all those things.
subscribe. Go check out our Patreon.
Yeah.
We do have a Patreon. It's free to join if you want, or you could give us some money. That'd be really cool, like $1 or $2. It doesn't matter. Whatever you have.
That's where you'll find all the news for this.
We're super appreciative. You can find all sorts of other stuff there. We do giveaways, I think, sometimes,
Sometimes.
all that good stuff. Yeah, absolutely. So, peace.